Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Talking Preps, and I'm pleased to be joined by Brendan Flatow, who is our 2025 Mascot Media Broadcast MVP. First off, welcome. Second, congratulations from Springside Hill, Chestnut Academy, just outside Philadelphia. Brendan, welcome to Talking Preps.
Thank you for having me on.
You bet, and congratulations. Well, let's just go ahead and show the reaction video. This was the video. We had our broadcast awards. We announced the MVP, and this is what it looked like in Brendan's classroom.
Oh yeah! Come on, Brendan! Let's go!
You had no idea that was coming, did you?
Not really, no. I wasn't really expecting it, but it was kind of like we were in class, but that wasn't like there was only 6 people in the class that I was in there, and all my friends came to watch it, and their teachers let them out of class. So it was pretty cool that they were able to be there.
That's very nice. Now you started GameTime Sports on your own to stream your school sports. How did that
Yeah.
come about? How did you get the idea to start it?
So I was always kind of really interested in broadcasting, especially sports broadcasting, because I'm a big Phillies fan and like all the Philly sports teams. So I would always watch those broadcasts. And I got really interested in it. And then during COVID, people couldn't like go to like the local town games. So I would go and I would bring my phone and a tripod, and I set up an Instagram account, and I would Instagram live stream the games so that people could watch them because they couldn't go. So that's kind of how I got started with it. And then my sophomore year, we have this program called the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership at our school, and you get a capstone project in 10th grade, and you can develop whatever you want. So like some people do nonprofits, some people like will make music, some people will start a business. I decided to go and start a broadcasting program at our school since unless you were at the games, there really wasn't a way to watch the games. And sports are a pretty big thing at our school. We have a lot of success with them. So I figured it would be really good if people could watch the games, and figured that it would be fun for people to be able to get on the broadcasting side of it as well.
How was the initial response, and what was your biggest challenge in getting started, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Yeah, so the response when I started, it was pretty good. Everybody was pretty excited that they were going to be able to watch the games from like not at the school. But I think the biggest challenge was since this like really hadn't been a thing before, there wasn't really like it was this the fields and gyms weren't really set up for it. So one thing I was running into is I didn't have Wi-Fi outside, and inside there wasn't really a good place to set up like a broadcast booth. So I worked with the athletic department, the tech department at our school, and we figured out they installed actually right behind me. They installed an Ethernet place where I could plug in, and we run 300-foot cords to each one of the fields, so we could run our broadcast from all the outdoor fields, and then indoors, we set up a broadcast booth in each one of our gyms, and then for the indoor fields, they have huddle cameras, so we can tap into those as well as our cameras that we set up and manually operate.
Now, this is quite an operation you undertook. At what point did you realize, hey, I can't do this all by myself? I need some help. And how did you go about getting help to do it?
So I kind of knew very early on, that it was gonna be difficult to do by myself. So I kind of started recruiting people who I thought would like. I started by recruiting my friends actually, and some of them were interested in it, some of them not as much. So I kind of started going to, like the whole school. We do these assemblies every Monday morning, and I would go up. I stood up in front of the assemblies, basically said, if you want to join our team, you can join it. We have a sports credit requirement, so everybody at our school is required to get 2 credits. It doesn't have to be sports, but it can be. So people can now get a credit for this. So that was a big thing drawing them towards this, because before it was like, yeah, I want to do that, but I also have to play this sport to fulfill my requirements. And now that we can do that, it's big for getting people to join the team. But I mean, it's very difficult, especially since we broadcast every home varsity game, and we have a varsity team for almost every sport that exists at this school. So it's a lot of games.
Man, how many games like this past year? How many games did you broadcast, and how many hours, because it's not just showing up, turning it
Yeah,
on. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it. How much time did you put it? Would you estimate you put into each broadcast?
it's a lot. So I think even the ones that I wasn't calling, I was helping the people who were on my team because like not everybody knows how to do all like the research and like because I've learned some tricks obviously as I've continued to do it. So I was helping with even the games that I wasn't calling. So I'd say for each broadcast, I probably put in about 3 hours of prep work, and that's not including like making the game day graphics or the hype videos or anything like that. Because in addition to like for basketball, in addition to broadcasting the game, I also ran all the in arena stuff. So like I was playing like the music and the video board and all that stuff. So it was a lot of prep that would go in each one of those broadcasts. But I'd say this past year we've probably done over 100 games, and I think the year before we did a little bit less than that. But we've still got some more broadcasts. State playoffs are rolling around for our spring teams.
Nice. Now, you also sold advertising to help get equipment. How big a challenge was that? I mean, I imagine it's hard enough just recruiting people to do it, and then on top of that, selling advertising to get equipment. Talk about that process and what that was like, and what did you learn from that process?
Yeah, so I learned a lot from that process, but I think one of the things that worked best for me was actually going and talking to these people in person because I did not have much success early on trying to sell the advertisements when it was just like me emailing them, and they were probably like, "Who is this guy and what is he talking about?" So I would in Chestnut Hill where our school is based, we have a really cool town and a lot of stores on like the main street or like the avenue as we call it. So I would walk down, I would go in all the stores, I would bring all the data that we have because I feel like the numbers kind of spoke more to those people because they see me and they're like, oh, this is a high school kid. This is pretty good. This is pretty cool what he's doing. But what's the benefit to me? But if I show them the numbers and the amount of people who are watching and the amount of people who are watching that live in this area, it's a lot more effective to trying to get them to purchase the advertisement. So I would go in and usually I would bring one person with me every time. I would pitch GameTime Sports, what we do, why it would benefit them, and we were able to get a lot of local businesses to hop on board with us.
Oh, this is impressive. How did you find time to do all this? I mean, this was a massive undertaking.
Yeah, it was, and I'm not really sure how I found time. A lot of it came like late at night after I did my homework because I still had to go to school, and then I'm also playing on the baseball team, so I had to give time to working out for baseball. So I kind of was able to structure my days where on the days where I didn't have a broadcast that day, I would go to the gym, do my workout for baseball. Then I would go home, do my homework real quick, and then spend a couple hours prep.
Okay, I think we've had an internet hiccup real quick, but we'll get that resolved here momentarily. Internet, you know how it is. The internet is a
Yeah,
fickle thing when you're streaming. It's not the first
yeah,
time it'll happen. It's not the last time it'll happen.
yeah.
That's for sure. All right. Did you have any idea it would turn into this when you started this? I mean, I know you had big expectations, but this has got
Yeah.
to be beyond what you expected, right?
Yeah, I think it really has. Honestly, I thought that it was just going to be like a streaming service to like for people to be able to watch games, for players to be able to go back and rewatch their games and kind of feel it. I mean, I think because I'm on the baseball team, so I have my games broadcasted. I think it's pretty cool when you hear your name, like, or when you get a hit, and you can go back and listen to what the announcer's reaction was to your hit. So I kind of felt like it was just gonna be popular with the students, and then like popular with their parents and grandparents because they were gonna be able to watch the games from not at the school. But I wasn't expecting it to get like any like recognition beyond that, and I certainly like it's become a fairly big thing at the school. Like a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people want to join our team. So like, I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be like maybe a team of like 5 people, not 50.
50. That is amazing. And then you go out, you're selling advertising, buying equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that was very hard in the beginning, but now you're a pro. You're a pro at it. Did you have any idea it was going to evolve into that, and how what did you learn from doing that?
Yeah, I learned a lot because I like when I started this, like it was just I had an idea that I wanted to do this, and I knew nothing about like the technology or anything. So during my capstone project, I had a teacher named Mr. BW, and he's the video production and like songwriting teacher at our school, but he knows a lot about this kind of stuff. So he was able to teach me a lot and kind of helped me figure out what equipment I needed, how to use it, and all of that. So he was really helpful with that and getting it started. And then I learned a lot more about like broadcasting because I interviewed a few experts. I don't know if you're familiar with Dave Sims. He does radio for the Yankees
Yes.
now.
Hmm.
I got to interview him because he actually went to my school. So he came
Oh
and he visited
wow.
with our baseball team, and I got to talk to him after he talked to our baseball team. So that was pretty cool. And then a local radio host, Joe DeCamera, I got to interview him as well and kind of pick his brain about broadcasting stuff. So I was able to learn a lot from like those people.
Wow, that's impressive. Now you mentioned you play baseball. How's the season gone for you so far this year?
This season's going fine. I hurt my knee during sort of like middle part of the season, and I was able to come back pretty recently. And now we're in our state playoffs. We have our first state playoff game today, so hoping to get the win. We have a tough team coming in, but it's a home game, so we're expecting a big crowd. It's a whiteout, so it'll be pretty cool.
And since it's a home game, will you be able to broadcast, or is the playoff regulations prevent that from
Yeah, no,
happening?
so we will be able to broadcast. So we've actually kind of gotten a lot of like we've like a lot of teams in our league know about us and know what we're doing. So actually, we got to broadcast. Our girls soccer team made it to the state championship this fall, and we actually got to broadcast that game. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, all the home games going up into the playoffs, state they let us broadcast them as long as they're out of
Awesome,
school.
awesome. All right, so this is your senior year.
Hmm.
What's next for you in this broadcasting part of the plan?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Duquesne University next fall in Pittsburgh, and when I was up visiting there, I got to talk to some of the people who work in their like broadcasting department at the school, and I'm pretty excited for the opportunities that I'm gonna be able to have there. We were talking about maybe doing like something with like a TV show, and then trying to work in some of those like broadcasting some of the sports they have at Duquesne. But I'm really excited. I really like the school, and the people were great when I went up and visited.
Awesome. Now, what is the ultimate goal? Do you have one? What you would ultimately like to do when you get out of college with the degree?
Yeah, I think ultimately my goal would be to broadcast baseball because baseball is kind of like that's kind of like my sport. Like I love baseball. I'm like a baseball nerd. So
Hmm.
I think broadcasting baseball would be really cool and maybe one day make it into professional baseball. But honestly, I think any sport that I would have the opportunity to broadcast professionally, I would probably take. Or like maybe I really like this TV show thing and I can get into that as well.
Well, that's good. Keep your options
Yeah.
open. No reason why you can't do it all. Any thoughts of maybe one day running a network like Fox or ESPN?
I mean, yeah, maybe if that opportunity presents itself, I think that that would be pretty cool. But that would definitely be like a big goal. I'm also pretty interested in like the sports journalism. I write for the newspaper at SCH, so maybe I'm gonna do some classes related to that in college too. So maybe I'll get involved in that as well.
Nice. So, what advice would you have for someone out there who's watching this who's thinking, man, I kind of would like to get into sports casting or broadcasting in general? What would you tell them to do?
I actually get asked this question a lot. I feel like by like a lot of people around school. I would say find like there's got to be something somewhere where or someone somewhere who will help you with this. So like find that person, find like somebody who's interested in it, and if you have a passion for it, don't give up on it. It might take a while. I mean, it took me like almost a full year to get this started, but if you stick with it and you keep doing it, you'll get to where you want to be. And there's places to broadcast high school sports. You just got to find them.
As you've gone through this process, what have you learned about yourself, leadership, just
Yeah,
the many lessons you've learned in doing this?
I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is how to run a team because like when it was just 5 people, I could like I knew how to run a team of 5 people. 50 people, it started to get a little bit difficult, but I had a lot of people helping me with it, and I think I've gotten pretty good at leading, and I think that it's kind of translated to baseball a little bit. I try to be a leader there as well, but I think I probably wasn't the best leader when I started this, but I think I've grown a lot as a leader. And like I was pretty shy when I started Game Time Sports, and I'm not really anymore. So I feel like it kind of helps bring me out of my comfort zone. And like before I started Game Time Sports, there was no way I was speaking in assembly in front of the whole school. But now, I'm done school now, but I was doing that pretty routinely. So I think it's kind of brought me out of my comfort zone. So I think that's good as well.
And now what happens with Game Time Sports is you move on to Pittsburgh. I would assume it's you're leaving it in good hands, and boy, they've got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah. So the plan for Game Time Sports is going to be so we do it at SCH, but we also people can hire us to broadcast like in the local area. So we do like a bunch of like we partner with like a summer club baseball team, and we go to some of their tournaments. So I'm going to continue to do that with the team, and then I'm also going to do some stuff from Pittsburgh, like maybe do a TV show and air it onto the Game Time Sports YouTube channel. And then at school we have a system where it's we have president and then lead broadcasters, and they kind of run the team, and then we have just all the broadcasters who do games, just like they just get assigned a game and they broadcast that game. But we have a team of 5 people who are going to lead it. It's 2 juniors. Oh well, next year it'll be 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore, who are going to run the team. So I think that they've got it in good hands. They've kind of been running it this spring because I obviously haven't been able to broadcast with baseball, but they've been doing really well this spring. So I'm confident that they'll be able to carry that over to next school year.
Dynamite. And you mentioned your YouTube channel. What's the name of the channel so people can check it out and watch the baseball this summer?
Yeah, so our YouTube channel is at gametime.sports, and that's the same handle for our Instagram page. Our Instagram page, if you want to know when we're broadcasting and how to get the link for it, our Instagram page is definitely the way to go. And then we post a link on there every day, and then whenever we post a YouTube video, we also put it up on our Instagram story. So you'll never miss a video if you're following us on Instagram.
Man, you have really embraced technology. What's the biggest challenge in doing all this?
I think the biggest challenge is that it doesn't always work. I think, I mean, the amount of technical difficulties that we have. It's a good thing though too, because like I'm learning a lot more every time the technology doesn't work. I have to learn how to fix it. So I'm learning a lot more. Like my friend was having computer troubles the other day, and I looked at it, like it was not related to broadcasting or anything, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what's wrong. But like if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have had no idea.
So now, I would imagine you're the guy everybody turns to when there's a technical issue, which can be good and bad, right?
Yeah, I'm at baseball practice. My phone starts ringing. Their laptop won't turn on. I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
I can understand that dilemma. Well, congratulations again, and fantastic job.
Thank you.
What you've done is amazing, and you did it all. This, was on your own. This was not part of a class, and the community really embraced it. How important was the community support in getting this? Because this doesn't take off if people don't get involved, right?
Yeah, it's huge. If we don't have viewers, then we don't have a broadcast. So the community really embracing it. I think that the community, like the sports community here, being so strong, has really helped. Like at our school, sports is a huge thing, but also in the community, like in the Philadelphia area, sports is like huge. Like everybody plays sports. So like just having the whole community, everybody wanting to be in the sports, and then them looking at what we're doing and recognizing that we're doing a good job and wanting to tune in, I think has really been important for our success.
Awesome. Well, continued success and best of luck in the rest of your broadcast career. I'm sure we will hear from you again, and we look forward to it. Congratulations, and thank you once again for taking the time to visit with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
You bet. Congratulations.